Never gonna stop your swaps. Never gonna slip your trades. Never gonna close down on the weekends. Never gonna stop your swaps. Never gonna slip your trades. Never gonna close down on the weekends. Let's fucking Joe. Zero slippage is all I need, girl. Let's fucking Joe. Your juicy liquidity is all I want. Let's fucking Joe. Zero slippage is all I need, girl. Let's fucking Joe. Juicy liquidity is all I want. Let's fucking Joe. Show me your amazing biz. Let's fucking Joe. Let's fucking Joe. Let's fucking Joe. Let's fucking Joe. Never gonna stop your swaps. Never gonna slip your trades. Never gonna close down on the weekends. Never gonna stop your swaps. Never gonna slip your trades. Never gonna close down on the weekends. Let's fucking Joe. Zero slippage is all I need, girl. Let's fucking Joe. Your juicy liquidity is all I want. Let's fucking Joe. Zero slippage is all I need, girl. Let's fucking Joe. Juicy liquidity is all I want. Let's fucking Joe. Show me your amazing biz. Let's fucking Joe. Let's fucking Joe. Let's fucking Joe. Let's fucking Joe. Never gonna stop your swaps. Never gonna slip your trades. Never gonna close down on the weekends. Never gonna stop your swaps. Never gonna slip your trades. Never gonna close down on the weekends. Let's fucking Joe. Zero slippage is all I need, girl. Let's fucking Joe. Your juicy liquidity is all I want. Let's fucking Joe. Zero slippage is all I need, girl. Let's fucking Joe. Juicy liquidity is all I want. Let's fucking Joe. Show me your amazing biz. Let's fucking Joe. Let's fucking Joe. Let's fucking Joe. Let's fucking Joe. Never gonna stop your swaps. Never gonna slip your trades. Never gonna close down on the weekends. Never gonna stop your swaps. Never gonna slip your trades. Never gonna close down on the weekends. Let's fucking Joe. Zero slippage is all I need, girl. Let's fucking Joe. Your juicy liquidity is all I want. Let's fucking Joe. Zero slippage is all I need, girl. Let's fucking Joe. Juicy liquidity is all I want. Let's fucking Joe.
Are we live? I think we're live. Just
Oh, there's everything.
We're live.
Beautiful.
Hello, GM.
GM, everyone.
GM.
Let me shift out. Oh, here we go. We get a nice close up of Spam's red ski mask. What do you call that thing?
Shiesty.
Shiesty.
Yeah. This is how I got my Christmas gifts this year. Just put this thing on, go around the city.
Surely they arrest you on site.
Yeah, pretty much. I think there's a few cities where wearing these is illegal now.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Well, maybe like full black ones. Are they not balaclavas, or is that different? It's
same thing. Yeah.
It's the same thing. Why do you call it shiesty? Is that
that's just what that's what the cool kids call it.
Nice. Okay. We've got lots of LFJ in the chat on X. We're also live on YouTube as well. If you fancy a different platform to view this live stream on, this big Joe Townhall, Joe 24 Wrapped. Wake up, Santa Joe. No rest for the wicked. Shout out to Casto in the audience, who's just, I don't know, throwing slurs at Spam, I think. Spam's going on the hunt.
Absolutely.
Spam is young and cool, confirmed. Is the Gen Z of the team? Well, actually, Levi, are you Gen Z? I won't dox you, actually. I respect your privacy on this stream. Let me just check. That's okay. All right, I think we're rolling. All right, well, good morning, all. I've in the 5 minutes warm up to this, I've yawned about 20 times. I think I've had too much Christmas eggnog.
I have never had eggnog. I don't even know what it tastes like.
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird taste. Spam, you're a connoisseur of eggnogs, aren't you?
Yeah, big fan. Nice place down by me has like some locally made eggnog. Usually get a nice little glass jar of that.
Nice side of fried Spam as well, perhaps.
Oh, just don't remind me.
Beautiful.
Don't remind me.
It's a beautiful breakfast. It's a good combo. Eggnog and fried Spam. Okay, let's get on with it. We've got a brief 57 minutes remaining of the stream. So every month we host a Big Joe Townhall. This month it's been slightly delayed, and we figured we'd do a Joe Wrapped edition. We're just going to look back over 2024 across the entire LFJ ecosystem, as well as give I guess not really a teaser, but just reiterate our focus as a team, as a brand into 2025, and what about our key focuses of what we're focusing on building, and also our growth that's planned certainly into the first half of next year. So I've hosted these solo over October and November, but very happy to be joined by fellow marketeers from the LFJ ecosystem. You guys want to say hi? Just intro yourself.
Hello. I'm Spam. I'm the community lead.
Hey everyone, I'm Levi. I'm the community marketing lead for Merchant Mo.
Thanks very much.
Any of the Mantle homies are over here. You'll probably know me.
Yeah, we recognize that profile picture. And we were going to be joined by Nasta as well, our marketing lead at JPEGs, but he's not able to join today. So we are the Free Musketeers, or the Free Marketeers, I should say. So let's get into it. I'm going to share my screen a bit more. If you'd like to look at Spam's mask, you can still do that. He's just a smaller square than what he was. So here we go. Before we I always start these with just a quick disclaimer for certain reasons. Obviously, nothing is financial advice that you hear today, and there will be no talk about the Joe token price. This is just informational and a stream that updates you guys on what we're doing within the LFJ ecosystem. All right, so if you are brand new, if you're perhaps tuning in, you've never heard of LFJ, previous brand Trader Joe, this is the LFJ ecosystem at large, and we're obviously joined by Levi representing Merchant Mo and Spam from the community as well within LFJ and the JCCP, and we're also going to talk about JPEGs alongside of that. So typically we just talk about LFJ, but we're going to talk about pretty much everything today to just wrap up 2024. So that's our full product suite, and this is the agenda, nice and clean, nice and simple. Joe wrapped, Joe unwrapped. It's as simple as it gets. So 2024 look back across the ecosystem, and we're going to start off with the LFJ exchange. So just going to talk about, I guess you can call them achievements or deliverables that we've seen play out over 2024. It's in chronological order. So we actually started, Merchant Mo's nearly a year old actually. Levi, when was Merchant Mo born?
January 8th, same day as the Bitcoin ETF.
It was the what?
Same day as the Bitcoin ETF.
Oh, really? Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we started off the year, and this is broadly part of LFJ as well, because there was a Joe staking kind of Joe airdrop and staking kind of attached to that ecosystem. So the Mo franchise was launched. Yeah, so the platform was launched end of December, right? And then the Mo token was launched on the 8th. So Joe stakers had a nice start to the 2024 year with a 12.5 million Mo token airdrop. And that transitioned into a full year of staking where 25 million tokens are distributed to Joe Stake as a Merchant Mo. So that was a nice start to 2024. The staking is, well, I guess it's aligned to Mo's first birthday. The staking actually ends on the 8th of January, I believe. So that's when Joe stakers will no longer receive Mo tokens for staking. But that set the year off for the LFJ ecosystem. We quickly kind of transitioned into a really strong Avalanche meme coin season. I think, the peaks of meme coin mania on Avalanche was around March. Cock hits something like 500 million market cap. LFJ specifically, we launched within the space of a couple of weeks of being asked. We launched Meme Coin Rush staking. It was a pretty simple staking program, but it was a push by just the Avalanche ecosystem collectively to try and provide some more almost like DeFi utility for a lot of these meme coins which had just launched or were really gaining a lot of traction. And that was definitely one of my favorite memories of 2024 as well. It was absolutely crazy. We had some massive prints on Joe staking. Yeah, that was a good time. So Meme Coin Rush was basically a staking program native to the LFJ platform. There were around 5 million in incentives, I think, distributed to these stakers. And it culminated as well a few months later with an airdrop to everyone who participated in this program. I think there was something like 10,000 wallets. So a really big program, lots of activity on Avalanche. Everyone got a big chunky airdrop at the end of it as well, which was really cool. I think there's lots of learnings as well. I don't know if you guys have any takes on Meme Coin Rush staking, but that was definitely a fun time for LFJ and Avalanche. Concentrated incentives. So we shipped a new feature for Liquidity Book. We changed our market making program. We changed that to concentrated incentives, more of a traditional type of yield farming experience. So that was new for Liquidity Book. The Joe Stack. So the exchange of the future, it was around August time, we shared our vision or view of how exchanges are going to evolve into 2025 and how we're preparing for that. So I can't believe that was a a number of months ago. Here we are, we're almost we're at the doorstep of 2025. We've progressed in some key areas there, and Q1 next year is going to be really exciting as we continue to level up the exchange that we have on offer. And I'll get onto specifics in a moment. But what else was there this year? We also rebranded. So Trader Joe became Let's Fucking Joe, so LFJ. I'm obviously biased, but I think it went pretty well. It was interesting at the time. There were other rebrands that had just happened or had happened after that. And I think how we've landed with LFJ has been really strong. My favorite thing is to always see the community members just chant LFJ. It's really cool to see that. And even in the chat just now for this live stream, maybe 50% of the comments are LFJ. So it's nice to see that adoption in our new brand approach. We're trying to be on the frontiers with this brand as well. We want it to be noisy. We want it to be loud. We want it to be, in a way, slightly obnoxious. It needs to stand out. DeFi has evolved a lot over the last few years. The market's evolved a lot. Consumer expectation evolves a lot as well, and that's shaping our product development roadmap. And brands need to evolve if they want to be, if they want to be differentiated, if they want to be distinct. And we think the LFJ rebrand's been a really key point of our year. Monad came just after. The news finally broke. Very excited for this. We're an omni-chain team in our minds. Like we've gone to a few different ecosystems, a few different chains. We haven't gone to loads because we like to take high conviction bets, and thus Monad is, certainly our high conviction bet in terms of an ecosystem expansion into next year. That's definitely going to dominate the first half of 2025, as I think at some point testnet's going to launch or be public, and then we don't know how long mainnet will be. Everyone keeps asking when Monad. That's a very popular question to ask. No insight to that yet, but we're preparing for full launch of Monad. And again, I'll get onto that more shortly. With Monad, there's also going to be the Club. The Club engine's been built. It's just a case of having it ready to actually launch onto mainnet. That's going to be a key part of our exchange plans. And then, lastly, Tokenmill. So Tokenmill was shared, or the initial Tokenmill design was actually shared around March, April time. So alongside that meme coin season and Avalanche. And it's taken a number of months through iterations to get it to launch, but it's launched. I think it's fair to say launch has not gone as we expected, but we're continuing to work on Tokenmill. Bonding curve AMM is still unique. It's still novel. There's no other AMM like it. So it's a core part of next year as well. And yeah, that's so those are some kind of key achievements from LFJ. By the numbers, everyone loves to look at numbers. It's been a year of up only, pretty much. That's just aligned to DeFi activity as well. So we hit a high 150,000 Joe token holders. Our trading volume over 40 billion, and that's increased from, I think it was about 20 billion. Where's that number I've got? So our volume last year, or this year, sorry, is up over 100% comparing to 2023. And that's the same with fees as well. Fees have gone up over 100%. And remember, fees are generated from swap activity. So every time someone swaps, there's a fee that's generated, and all of those fees get distributed to either liquidity providers or Joe token holders that are staking. And so our staking, we've generated a total of 6.8 million over 2024. That goes direct to Joe stakers. There's no team cuts in this. Liquidity providers and stakers get all the fees. And that doesn't include the amount that's been distributed to Joe stakers on the Merchant Mode platform as well. So, all of the numbers going up, and if 2025 goes the way people think, we're expecting DeFi activity to continue to grow. So I'm interested to see what these numbers will look like at the end of 2025. We also had our highest total value locked on the platform in liquidity book, 150 million. That peaked a few weeks ago. Total TVL, including Stake Joe, etc., all of our other protocols peaked as well at about 360 million. And that's actually the highest we've seen TVL on the LFJ platform since May 2022, which I believe was the month the bear market started. So it's numbers are looking pretty good. And yeah, alongside this, we've had a number of different incentive programs. So the ARB STIP programs, short-term incentive program on Arbitrum, around 2 million of ARB was distributed to LPs. We still have the ongoing Boost Rewards program, and yeah, obviously the Mo airdrop and staking rewards at the start of the year for Joe stakers, which I've touched on already. So really strong set of numbers for LFJ. And let's move on to, I'm just conscious of time, so let's move on to Levi at Merchant Mo.
Yeah, so quick update on Merchant Mo and how our year has gone. So as we mentioned at the beginning of the stream, we launched, well, I guess we technically soft launched the platform late December of last year. But January 8th was the real birth of Mo. That was when the airdrop began, and that's kind of when our journey began. We had the first few months that we kind of ramped up Merchant Mo, and at the 3-month mark is when we launched Liquidity Book. And then since then, it's just been pretty much a similar trend up and to the right for Merchant Mo. So we've, continued to grow our TVL, our volume, our mind share, our community. And it's just been a pretty overall great year. So here's a few numbers just to kind of, capture what our year has been. So we hit 3.75 billion in trading volume from over 60,000 different wallets. We hit a TVL all-time high at 160 million. We have over 11,900 Mo holders, which has gone up substantially in the last month. I think we more than doubled in the last month, which is great to see. A little push towards the end of the year. We've also rewarded over or close to 1.75 million MNT to our users via a bunch of various campaigns. We launched the Beardy Mo's community PFP collection, which has been kind of a cultural touchstone for Merchant Mo. And then we also have had a lot of key partnerships that have helped kind of build our development. So some of the biggest ones, Athena with USDE, FBTC Ignition. So that's the core FBTC or the core Bitcoin asset, I guess, on Mantle. Recently, we partnered with Agora for AUSD, and then some other partners, Lendl, Catizens, IntentX, and then, of course, Meth Protocol. So all in all, Merchant Mo has just become what we set out to build at the beginning, the cornerstone DEX of Mantle Network. Can you, thank you. So, I can't remember exactly when this was adopted, this phrase, but Mantle, we've been calling it, me and the rest of the Mantle community, we've been calling it the yield chain. And I think that's a very fitting name because it truly has been, as I wrote here, a year of never-ending point and yield farming opportunities. I think, we've gone through a few different phases this year in terms of the cycle and what the core focus is, but Mantle, the whole time has been, a stronghold for earning yield, whether that be traditional DeFi yield or points for different, airdrops and stuff like that. So just a quick highlight of some of these for the year of 2024. So we've had NJP from Mo's Journey seasons 2 through 4. So that's how he distributed our first, I think it was around 750,000 Mantle. So that came from our Mo's Journey campaigns. We've had the Metamorphosis campaigns from Meth Protocol and Mantle. So that's allowed users to earn powder, which was turned into Cook, which was a big airdrop on Mantle recently. We have ENA, so the Athena token from Athena Sats. So people who were providing Athena liquidity on Merchant Mo. We're earning those points. We currently have Sparks from FBTC Ignition, which at some point will turn into rewards, I would assume. And then as of recently, this went live just a few weeks ago for those of you who have not heard the news, but we have Mo's Rager, which is the biggest Merchant Mo campaign to date. It's huge, 1 million MNT in incentives, 800K of those going to MNT bribes. So basically, if you are a Mo staker, all you have to do is vote and opt in, and you can earn these bribe rewards. And the APR has just been crazy good. 1 million MNT over 2 months. So, and then finally we have the Journeyman Trial rankings, which is our new version of the MJP system. And that's been super fun to watch people kind of climb on the leaderboards and try to outrank each other by using the decks. And that's also going to have a huge reward at the end of the day. So it truly has been a year of never-ending opportunities to earn yield on Mantle, and we fully expect this to continue into next year. I think Mantle definitely knows what they're doing when it comes to providing some attractive, opportunities for yield. It really feels like one of the true strongholds for DeFi now. I feel like there's a lot of attention elsewhere, but on Mantle you can still do real DeFi and still win.
Yeah, I love the yield chain. Such a good narrative to have. And they tie so much together under a single ecosystem campaigns, like the Metamorphosis campaign at the moment, season 2. So restaked CMAF accrues points in this campaign. And there's they've got restaking rewards from Eigen, Symbiotic, Veda, Karak. All of these points are accruing en masse, which are then, when those rewards are claimable, they're distributed back into, participants in these campaigns. It is the yield chain.
The yield chain.
Let's move on to Joe Pegs. So Nasta, our marketing lead here, he's been doing an amazing job at Joe Pegs, keeping NFTs active on Avalanche. It's not really, NFTs generally had a very popular year, but Joe Pegs is still busy. Every month is busy. Every month there are multiple mints taking place. So we've had 16 projects over the year. Free Mint Mondays have returned thanks to Nasta. And it's basically, we're calling it Free Mint Monday Season 2. So if you're around in 2022, early 2023, Free Mint Monday was a staple part of the Joe Peg strategy. And now Free Mint Monday is back. We're also continuing to support all of the Evanescence artists coming through that program from, the Avalanche. Avalanche is focused on culture and arts. And we host all of these mints free of charge as a free service. We just like to support this side of the ecosystem on Avalanche. And we also had the largest open edition mint in Avalanche history. Oh, I forgot the name of that. Can you guys remember that? What was the collection? I think it was it Hatchiverse?
I think that sounds right.
Yes. Yeah, it was. 51,596 items were minted in this open edition mint. And that was for Hatchiverse. And then lastly, we also hosted a mint which raised 20,000 for charity. I think this was linked to A-Skin. That's a community member called A-Skin. Oh, we lost Levi. Yeah, so some really great activity across Joe Pegs, and this is actually the Joe Pegs calendar over the year. So a number of mints, free and paid. We're pretty much lining up 2 free mints a month, and that may change going into next year, but we'll keep going with free mints. There are lots of requests. We have a lot of people come asking for free mints, but we try and just facilitate what we can, what we feel like would be good for the ecosystem, what kind of works with this schedule. we don't want to over dilute this section of the market because we've seen the impact and effects of that before. But free mints will continue into next year, as well as the occasional paid mint when we feel like it fits the ecosystem. Okay, onto spam with LFJ community. Let's hear it.
All right. So it's been a big year. We onboarded a new community lead, which I'm just talking about myself. But the biggest thing is integrating with the Monad community. That was obviously a big announcement that we put forward. Monad has been known for having a very strong community. I obviously came from that and was a part of that. So it's been great to see a lot of common faces within the Discord interacting, integrating very well with the existing AVAX and LFJ community members. We took the X community for Joe to 4.4K community members. Very impressive numbers, a big push by both Levi and Nasta from that. As well as 58 community events happening in Q4. So that's the Lunch with Joe arena stages, the Cozy Joe Friday spaces, town halls like this, poker tournaments, and different live draws and other game events. As well, we added 2 new LFJ ambassadors with Vibe and Excel Baller. 2 huge additions to the ambassador team, 2 core leaders in the community that we are very excited to have. And now moving on to the JCCP, so the Joe Community Contributor Program. We had about 302 total members with contributing 423 posts across different platforms. For those that don't know what the JCCP is, it's a program to reward community members for contributing different content or being a part of the community yapping in the Discord. So there we show the 38 hours of yapping in the VC, all within the past 3 months, within the first season of the JCCP, which will be coming to an end tomorrow. And we were fortunate enough, we have 62,000 Discord messages sent in that same 3-month period. So really some great numbers coming from the community, really pulling up and being excited for this program, as well as 5 cross-community collabs with likes of Layer Zero and Pith. So we were excited to have that as well. And now for the JCCP ceremony.
Wait, hold on.
Oh.
Let me find it. I can't
soundboard?
find it. I want it. Yeah, I'm just looking on the music. I'm like, surely there's something we can drop here. Hold on.
Just like a little
Right.
horn.
Wait for it. AI
Beautiful.
Christmas song, apparently.
So these are the Yapper Joe and Joe Vangelis rank 1s. So rank 1 is the starting rank. So these guys still got a little bit to go, but for the Yapper Joe roll track, that is the one that is geared towards people pulling up to events, chatting it up in the Discord, generally just being a good presence. And then the Joe Vangelist is more for the content creators, people creating the tweets and short form videos within the JCCP program. So shout out these guys for kind of just still achieving the rank 1. Let me move on to the second slide. And then here is the rank 2s. This is demonstrative of a good amount of effort. It wasn't necessarily easy. Especially in the Joe Vangelis roll track, to make it to rank 2, took a good amount of dedication, as well as within the JCCP, there is a multiplier prestige system that comes with earning 3 total ranks. So a lot of people within these categories actually did prestige. We have 24 total people that will be entering Prestige and getting that a little boosted multiplier for the next season.
Oh, wait,
Yeah.
was I on? Okay, yeah, I went backwards.
No, you're good. You're good. And then we got the rank 3s. So these are the guys that within each role track made it to the very end. It definitely takes a good amount of effort to get here. These are very core community guys. If you see your name up here, probably most of the people in the audience and in LFJ recognize who you are. We are very happy to have you. And they're really just the dedicated guys. And I want to particularly highlight Justice, who is the only person to achieve both Joe Vangelis rank 3 and Yapper Joe rank 3. So big shout out to him. He'll have a juicy JCCP rewards payout coming his way.
Ooh, MVP Justice. I'm surprised I don't see Dammy on here.
I think Dami had 2. I guess this will be the next slide. He has 2 community heroes, so he's probably also like a co MVP because he did put up just some crazy. I guess you can go to the next slide. I think is the community heroes. You can see Dami / Panda NFT in the top left. Those first 3, him, Cryptomancer, and Wary, are the only 2x receiving community heroes. There's 24 community heroes in total. You can see them all on the screen. Some beautiful profile pictures. But the community heroes are part of the JCCP, and those are the guys that in a given week go above and beyond, are like the true all-stars of the week, being active, being helpful, just going above the norm of a typical community member. And within the JCCP, with the rewards payout happening soon, they will be rewarded for that. So shout out to those guys, especially shout out Cryptomancer. I meant to give him a shout in the beginning, but he has actually made for the Joe Vangelis roll track the most amount of content of anyone else. So big shout out to him as well on that front.
Yeah, amazing work by everyone who's been part of this program over the last 3 months. We're really happy with how it's gone, the uptake of it, contributions, and it's amazing to see so many people take time out of their day just to create some content. So hopefully we can reward you guys really nicely as we enter into next year. And also, I love this slide because it's such a great Web3 culture summary. Just like look at these profile pictures and names. It's such a anyone looking in for the first time at like what's Web3 like, and they see something like this and they're just like, okay, kind of weird.
We got some of the holiday hats from the different events. We got one Halloween, and I think 3 or 4 of the Christmas ones with the LFJ Christmas beard and hats. So it was always beautiful to see.
Yeah, I definitely want to see more of that, more TJ hats in different seasons and holidays. So it's cool to see that. Cool. So let's move on. Okay.
And then we got our ambassadors. So that's Stu Coley, Excel Baller, Mr. Bang, Dino, Vibe, and Supernova. Excel Baller and Vibe being the 2 newest ones, as I shouted out before. But these are the guys that are really the oil in the JCCP machine, doing a lot behind the scenes to really make things happen, getting content and contributions recognized. Then shouting out Vibe for his new Lunch with Joe stages as well. That'll be happening tomorrow, an hour earlier than this started. So pull up to that. And Excel Baller, a long-time supporter of LFJ, joining our ambassador team as well.
Ambassadors with a custom volley drip. It looks good. Okay, that's 2024 wrapped. And again, shout out to all the community members being involved, particularly in JCCP. You can expect to hear more because we're getting lots of questions about it, but you can expect to hear more about the next season and the rewards distribution in the coming days. We're going to get it wrapped up quickly and shift it over to season 2. But what's more for 2025? So 2025 unwrapped. Obviously, before we enter this new year, I just want to set out that vision for the LFJ ecosystem that was pretty much communicated in, the Joe Stack kind of roadmap we shared a number of months ago. But our focus is wholly on building the ultimate decentralized exchange. I don't like using that term, but there's really nothing outside of that focus at the moment for us. We may build new products which might seem like it's not related to this vision, such as JPEGs in 2022, Token Mill this year. But these are ultimately exchanges in their own right. And the way DeFi is growing, despite DeFi getting more fragmented with more ecosystems, user behavior is starting to, really kind of concentrate or centralize in terms of its behavior. And that's mainly at the service layer at the moment. But, we view that behavior will come down that funnel further and move into the DApp layer, particularly when, interoperability solutions continue to improve and what they're capable of. And so for LFJ to be competitive, our vision is basically, it is to build that ultimate exchange. And that's to bring in multiple types of DEX protocols under one roof, under one brand, bring it together so you as a trader, as a user, can access all tokens, all different types of tokens as well, not just ERC20s, etc., but access all tokens at any time, instantly, at low cost. That's basically what we're building. We're building one exchange that can create that type of experience for you as a user, and that's one that could be on any chain as well. And I think that's how we view chains and how we interact with different chains. That's really going to be a big change going forward. To do that, we will continue to work on our existing DEX protocols, but we will bring in new ones, such as the CLOB. That's going to be a massive focus for us over the coming months, alongside scaling up Token Mill. But the CLOB is going to be a key part of our exchange, which helps us level up to the point where we can start to compete with centralized exchanges. I think the biggest narrative over next year is going to be spot volume of DEX versus sexes. At the moment, it's probably 15% of spot volume is generated by decentralized exchanges. That's going to change. That is a key thing that's going to change. That's going to be a big narrative for DEXs as well. And for that to change, you need clubs. And we're really going to start to see lots of clubs scale up and start to launch on new chains that can support them with high performance blockchain tech, such as Monad. So, there are a few key things we've been spending a number of months working, aligning, making sure that we're ready. And, over the start of 2025, it's going to be a big push to bring this over the line and to really level up our exchange and what we can support on chain in terms of trading, as well as, focusing on meeting the evolution of consumer expectations as well, because it's not just a case of a few years ago where you would do a simple swap. To bring users on chain, you need to start expanding on not just how efficient a protocol can be to perform a swap of any size, but also how you can meet the expectations of consumers. They're going to want to come on chain if you can give them equal experience with what you're able to offer around advanced trading features, with just a better type of user experience, with portfolio management or profile management, if you want to call it that, but also gamification as well, giving users a fun and enjoyable experience on an exchange where they can manage their assets, where they can be rewarded for their loyalty. All of these things are going to be able to are going to shape the next generation of exchanges, and that's what we're building towards. More DEX protocols, supporting larger trades, supporting more tokens, giving you better rates or best rates at all costs, and then advanced trading features, a better user experience as well, so you can kind of manage all of your portfolio on chain on the LFJ exchange. that's the future we're building towards. And that goal is there at the bottom there, is help every user win. That's our motto. That's our tagline. That's what we're doing with Joe. Joe by your side, you will always win as a trader. So what's next for LFJ? So this is just what we have in the immediate plan to roll out. We're going to continue to work on Token Mill. There's going to be a King of the Mill feature that launches. That's going to align with an incentive campaign called Crown Rush. I won't share the details just yet, but that should inject a bit of fun and some incentives into Token Mill, certainly the creation process, and for the stakers as well that are linked to, I won't reveal too much, but that are linked to King of the Mill. There's going to be continued simplification of the products as well. We've taken lots of feedback, and if you've provided feedback on Token Mill, we thank you very much for that. We are taking everything on board and making adjustments that we feel is necessary. And then for the LFJ exchange as well, we're just live testing our aggregator at the moment. The aggregator, I put out a little tweets about it the other week. It was serving better rates than popular aggregators. So we're really doubling down and just about to launch the aggregator, which will give us best rates across any token that might not be on our exchange as well. So really excited to change that trading experience. So you can trade native and be sure you're going to get the best rates. Advanced trading features, I pretty much get asked every single day, is limit orders making a return? So I put a specific point here. Limit orders will return to the LFJ exchange. The aggregator will come first though. And then of course, Monad is going to be more of a focus. I would say almost every single day in 2025 is going to build up in excitement as testnet approaches, and then mainnet hopefully shortly after. And that's going to be our CLOB. You're going to hear the word CLOB a lot. And that's going to kind of dominate Q1, Q2 of next year. And so over to Levi with Merchant Mo. What do we have coming on Mo?
Yeah, so, kind of doubling down on what we mentioned earlier with the yield chain, the goal for Merchant Mo is to be the yield DEX for the yield chain. So whether that's points opportunities, points farming, or direct incentives and yield through Merchant Mo campaigns, or through just Merchant Mo farming rewards with Liquidity Book, we will be the yield DEX for the yield chain. And so we want to be that first home base that people go to when they first onboard to Mantle and start to explore what their opportunities are. And that's going to basically lead us down a path of exploring some further upgrades. So for example, if you are a part of Mo's Rager right now, we're thinking that Journeyman Trials could be, potentially one of our paths to grow the Merchant Mo exchange even further. So we're already looking into a V2 for Journeyman Trials. I'm sure there will be another iteration, maybe not exactly the same as Mo's Rager, but this is definitely not our last major campaign. Mantle will also be seeing some big upgrades. They're really positioning themselves well to be somewhere that institutions can come and bring more liquidity on chain, which will work really well for bringing additional yield to the chain. So one of those big upgrades is Mantle just recently announcing that they will be upgrading to a ZK rollup, and I don't know all the specifics of the tech, but they will have the fastest finality. I think it's like 1 hour finality for ZK rather than like 24 hours or something. So that's super exciting. Mantle has also partnered with Ton, the Ton blockchain, and they have a lot of, they have an accelerator right now. So there's going to be more projects that are bridging that gap between the billion or so Telegram users with EVM specifically to Mantle. And later down the line, the Mantle Mogragator, I kind of made that term up. We'll probably come up with a better name, but we should also see an aggregator coming to Mantle, which will be great because of kind of the liquidity landscape of Mantle. There's a lot of stable coins, a lot of LSTs and stuff, and liquidity is fragmented across a lot of these pools. So once again, we want to be that first place that anyone goes on Mantle when they want to swap, and that will basically help us become that key leader. You won't have to go to any other aggregator. You can get the best swap rate on Merchant Mo. So, as Blue said, this is our immediate roadmap. Crypto is very, you have to be very agile. Things change, 6 months from now, the narrative might be completely different. And we will always be ready to adapt as quickly as we need to stay on top of the market. So I think it's going to be another great year. 2024 is a great year for Mo. And I think 2025 will continue on that trend.
Moaggregator is a great name, to be honest. So we need to call the Joe aggregator Joe aggregator as well.
It's just hard to say, but it is kind of funny.
Joe aggregator. No, it's okay. It's okay.
Okay, we'll workshop it.
Okay. Spam with JCCP. What's next? When rewards?
Yeah, so that was a big thing I want to touch on right now is if you are a part of the JCCP and you've leveled up over these past few months, please go into the Discord. There's a new tab if you're part of the JCCP that is wallet submissions. This is so we can get you your rewards in a very speedy fashion. Please don't drag on that. It's within your best interest to go fill it out. But with that being said, for season 2, there is some change that will be coming. So starting January 1st, there'll be the open enrollment period. That'll just be a reaction roll. Everyone that's currently participating and has progressed in the JCCP will maintain their status, but everyone else will be getting a clean slate. So just make sure if you are interested in the JCCP and you haven't ranked up to get back in the Discord in the start of the new year and claim your role. As well, new changes will include increased transparency for Joe Evangelists, so giving a little bit more feedback, as well as including more of a leaderboard. If any of you guys are in the LSD program that they have got going on at Merchant Mo, it'll be similar to that type of leaderboard for content, as well as giving direct content creation lessons and feedback. So JCCP is not something where you're just making content. For LFJ, we're also going to facilitate the improvement of your content in your X or arena or whatever journey for becoming the content creator, as well as we'll institute new rotating weekly game on Mondays. Keep things interesting, switch things up, start the week off with a nice bang.
Nice, good stuff. Excited for season 2. So we're at the end of our stream now, and does anyone have any questions? We've got 5 minutes or so to kill. Some interesting comments in the X chat. Question from Stu Colley, one of our ambassadors, about Token Mill. Is it a planned focal point in 2025? It absolutely is. It's definitely a planned focal point. We've taken on, as I mentioned earlier in the stream, we've taken on some feedback. We're looking at adjusting some of the experience around the creator journey for a token, and we're deciding on what could be good kind of feature enhancements for it. But we're really bullish on bonding curve AMMs as a design and its value capture mechanism for creators and token holders. It's still novel. Because it is a novel product, because it is a novel platform or protocol, it takes a little bit longer to get right. I think general launch could have gone a bit better, but we've taken on a lot of feedback. We've gone internally with the team, and we're working on making Token Mill have its limelight, have its moment. It definitely deserves it, and we're going to work to make that happen. That said, our devs have been a big part of 2025, which I didn't really touch on in this live stream, is a lot of upskilling internally within our dev team. The fact we launched Token Mill and Solana was from a number of months of work from our devs to kind of upskill their code so that they can learn and deploy protocols via Rust. We've also been doing the same with Move. We're an adaptable dev team now that can deploy into non-EVM ecosystems. And although Monad's going to be a core focus for us, that's not to say no other chain will be a focus. And if we want to take Tokenmill to a different chain entirely, we could do that. Or EVM as well, not just non-EVM. So we've spent a lot of time leveling up the dev team to give us that flexibility, like Levi was saying around the need to be agile. Well, we've upskilled our devs to be agile as well. So we have that flexibility with our strategy. A lot of things change just in the space of a few months. And so, we will continue to focus on Tokenmill. Core goal is to bring Tokenmill alongside our full exchange to Monad on day one as well. So we have the bonding curve AMM there alongside our club, alongside liquidity book, etc. So yeah, it's still a key focus for us. And we'll be putting a lot of effort into kind of scaling up Tokenmill from here. Question from Mr. Bang about Monad collab for 2025. Will Joe do some sort of launch pools or launch campaigns? I think it's too early to provide any level of details around what a go-to-market for Monad will look like. All I can say is we'll be launching absolutely everything we have on day one of mainnet. And so however we can shape a go-to-market strategy around that launch, we'll do that. And if, whatever we can communicate, we will when we can. Have we seen any other questions come in? Any events in 2025 you will be at? I don't know yet. The events calendar is not set. We'll definitely have presence at a number of key conferences, like a light presence at a number of key conferences. I would love to host some sort of Joe event, a proper Joe event at a key conference next year, whatever that looks like. I don't know yet. It's probably, I will say I will definitely go to EFCC and likely Token 2049. But in terms of other conferences, are you guys planning to go to any, Spam or Levi?
I think it'd be good to try to make it to one at least this year. I didn't get to go to any this past year, but it kind of just depends on scheduling for, and on also location. I think like in Avalanche Summit this year, tough location, or last year, I guess. But this upcoming year, I think might be somewhere more achievable to get to, flying from the States. So
yeah, I think the next one in the States is ETH Denver. I always hear good things about ETH Denver, and typically Davide will go to that. Lee BG, he goes to ETH Denver.
Yeah.
Question for Spam: will you take off the mask? Maybe in a future stream.
Yeah, I need to be bribed. I need proper reason.
If JCCP season 2 is a flying success, maybe Spam can do a face reveal as a reward.
Yeah, I'd be down for that.
Top ranks get that. That's a benefit.
Yeah, they get a little sneak peek into their DMs.
All right. So I think that's all for questions. I think we can wrap it up here. Oh wait, I have one last slide. Thanks for tuning in, folks. I'll see you next year.
Yeah, we'll see you in 2025.
Peace. Great year. Better year next year.